Hi, welcome to Dogand Pony. I'm Vince Thompson. There's a whole industry popping up around advertising and mobile devices. One of the companies, Movoxx, is betting on the text messaging market, SMS, and advertising within that space. Today, Movoxx's CEO, Alec Andronikov, is with us here. So a message is delivered to me on my mobile device. Your ads will ride along?
That is correct. So you're not signing up for advertising ever. You're signing up for whatever content you're interested in. Whether you're an 18-year-old male signing up for basketball alerts, or you're a 45-year-old male signing up for business alerts, we push you an ad on the bottom of whatever you sign up for.
So the ads really help subsidize the content.
That is correct. So for you as a user, it's a free service.
Now, if I'm a marketer, should I be producing content for the phone?
Not at all. I mean, you as a marketer, your job is to essentially get out there to users and to be able to do three things. One is to be sure that you're reaching a lot of people. Two, making sure you're targeting people. So I want males, 18 to 34, living in Manhattan. We're able to get that for them. And number three, make sure we're not spammers as a brand, because that's the last thing you want to do.
How important is mobile marketing?
Very important. I mean, the value of reaching a consumer on the go, there's a huge value to that. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're trying to allocate digital media dollars and saying, look, how do I know how well this medium will perform? Mobile is one of the few mediums out there where you know exactly the ROI on your marketing spend. Because us as Movoxx, we can track things like number of impressions, number of click-throughs, number of click-to-calls, whatever interaction we engage a user with, we can track them all the way to the very end, which is, for a lot of times, point of sale.
Alec, what's the hardest part about this business?
It's tough to get a lot of people to really understand digital is kind of the way to go. I mean, there are certain companies out there, such as GM, shifting, over a third of their budget into digital advertising, which is great, but still there are a lot of brands and agencies out there that are still very, very much of an old school mentality.
So what are the most important things for you to do in the next 90 days?
Hiring is what makes me, toss and turn at night. I think, hiring, especially for young startup companies, is the most important thing. And one needs to be very, very careful because, on one end, you have money, that is venture capital money, but at the same time, you want to make sure you're very, very frugal. And so it's very tough to attract top talent without having a lot of money, or trying to preserve, that cash. And so at the end of the day, it's trying to attract the top talent both on the advertiser side, the publisher side, and the technology side.
When have you failed, and what have you learned?
Failed a lot, failed a lot and learned a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, when you fail, it's the best experiences, because if you succeed all the time, and most people don't, you don't learn anything from it. One of my biggest lessons in this whole process has been how to be a good chameleon and how to be a good bull, because you have to be both. A chameleon being you have to adapt to a situation, right? A chameleon turns yellow in the desert and brown against the stone, because you sometimes have to do that, right, to adapt to certain changes. But sometimes you have to be a bull. When you figured out the direction that you want your company to take, you have to execute, and go driving forward.
So there are people in the audience that are thinking about starting a business, and they might be very strong in business development, but may not understand all of the other functions. As an entrepreneur, what advice can you give them?
I mean, it's challenging. I mean, I used to be in investment banking back in the days, and so leaving the Big Apple to come to, San Francisco, leaving a salary to come to a place with no salary is a very, very challenging thing. It's probably the best lesson you could ever learn. And if you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life.
Alec Andronikov, thanks so much for being here. As always, if you have questions, ideas, if you'd like to tell us about a guest, please do so. You can send us an email, info@dogandpony.com. I'm Vince Thompson. Thanks so much for watching.